The purpose of our meeting today is to catch sight of each other and feel the warmth that's building by the moment towards this wonderful event. And we're going to go through quite a bit of logistical things and also give you time to ask any questions that we haven't covered. Feel free to interact as we go along, but there'll also be time at the end if anyone's got any extra questions. So the first thing we're going to do is just introduce ourselves, and just by saying the name, where you come from, and a word or two about how you're feeling. So we'll start with the three of us. So my name's Carmen, and I live in Australia in the state of Victoria, out in the country, and I'm feeling much more quietly enthusiastic today. Yesterday was a bit delirious with excitement because it was the first sighting of everyone. So today I'm a little bit more, this is wonderful. Mignon.
Hi everyone, I'm Mignon and I live about an hour and a half south of Sydney on the traditional land of the Dharawal Wadi Wadi people. I'm feeling sad today with all the wars and things that are happening in the world, but very excited about meeting you all and being together in Cambodia. Susie.
Hi everyone, I'm Susie and I live in the Blue Mountains. It's about an hour and a half from Sydney, and very green with lots of eucalyptus trees, beautiful up here. And I'm feeling really thrilled to be with you all and to know that this is actually going to happen. It's becoming more real every day. And it's just so wonderful to see all of your faces and put faces to names. So thanks so much for coming today.
Great. Shall we just keep going? Trish, would you like to introduce yourself?
Greetings all. My name is Trish Devney. I am so excited to meet all of you. I'll be one of the Emerald presenters, so I'm really looking forward to that. And it's wonderful. I'm excited, thrilled, energized, and peaceful inside all of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Barbara. You're on mute, honey.
So rare that I'm muted. I live in Los Angeles in Nichols Canyon, and first I want to really thank Trish because she is my little angel in suggesting that I contact you ladies to attend. And I have a brand called Harmonic Covers that you'll learn about when we're there. So I feel really honored, like super honored, to be invited to be holding space with all of you carriers of the beautiful harmonics, because I'm a receiver and a very grateful one. So I'm really, really looking forward to being together. Thank you.
Thank you. Nancy.
All right. Hello, I'm Nancy Hops, and I will be one of the Sapphire presenters. And I live in Eugene, Oregon, and we're having a wonderful extended summer, our last couple weeks of gorgeous sunshine. I am feeling in this moment, I feel this sort of childlike sense of excitement. Like, oh my God, what are we about to create together? I mean, it almost brings tears because, like you, Mignon, there's sadness here. There's sadness. There's so much going on. And anyway, blah, 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 blah. That's mostly what I'm feeling in the moment. I love you all already.
Arian, you need to unmute yourself. Do you know how to do that?
There we go.
Yay!
As my predecessor just said, I can just do ditto from everything that you said. I am now in New York, having just left Oregon, and I am teary-eyed right now. I am so excited. I can't contain myself, so I'm thrilled.
Beautiful, thank you. Ashana.
I'm Ashana, and I live about 20 miles outside of Sedona, Arizona, in the United States. And I'm feeling expanded and super stoked about what we're going to do together. So, very, very happy to be part of this experience.
Thank you. Fernanda.
Hi, I'm Fernanda. I'm from Mexico. Guadalajara is my town, and I'm very excited to be part of this incredible retreat and to learn from you. It's an honor to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Paula.
Hi, I'm Paula. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, in the US. I'm feeling really open-hearted and expanded. I'm really excited to be immersed in the frequencies with you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Kathleen Ann.
Hello, I'm Kathleen Ann, and I'm also from Oregon, in the Southern Oregon in the US. And I am kind of overwhelmed with the amazingness of everything that we're going to create together. I just see it as so profound and is sending that energy out to so many blessings to the world. So I'm so grateful to do this with you.
Thank you. Shinichiro.
Hi, my name is Shinichiro, and I'm in Japan. And this time, I'm going to be in Cambodia with my wife. So we are very exciting. So to meet you all and to be there, yeah, I'm exciting. Thank you.
Thank you. Malbert.
Hello, everyone. I'm Melbourne from Hong Kong, and I'm feeling happy and peace to have and blessed to have this opportunity to meet every one of you, sharing the space and sharing the energy and sharing the experience together. Thank you.
Thank you. Paulette. I know there's two of you there, but whoever wants to talk.
Yes, there's Cheryl and I are here.
Great.
I'm Paulette, and I am from Vancouver, Canada. And how am I feeling? I'm excited to see Trish. She's my dear friend, and I'm coming because she's presenting, and I'm feeling excited and ready for an adventure.
Cheryl, do you want to talk?
I'm Cheryl Uphill, and I'm from Port Moody, British Columbia, Canada. And because of her and because of Trish, I'm making my way because I had an epiphany to move my yoga therapy practice and sound healing work to more of sound bowls. And Ashana, I have to say, and Trish, you two have been such big mentors to me in your work. And thank you so much for being here at the symposium, because I am so excited to go with my dear friend Paulette, because we'll also be in Bali doing a yoga retreat right after Cambodia. So I am beyond excited. And also too, I'm feeling really peaceful and at this junction in my life where I feel like the decisions I'm making are so sound Wilson. So there we go. But just my decision to be here and go on this adventure with Paulette and be with you all is very, very exciting and dear to me. So I'm really, really grateful.
Thank you. Ashana, are you okay to wait? We have two more introductions. You okay to wait?
That was an accident, so I just loved it. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
But here comes James.
Jen Tasnim. You need to unmute, Jen.
Oh, no, I didn't want to say anything. I just, hi.
Oh, you're supposed to say something.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna get you to introduce yourself soon, James. One more person. Two more people. Kim, would you like to go? We can't get through to Jen.
Sure. Hi there. I'm Kim Zacharuk. I'm from Regina, Saskatchewan in Canada, and I'm thrilled to be one of the Sapphire presenters. And going close to last, I mean, I'm all of what all of you shared. So I guess in this moment, excited would be one. Tremendously humbled to be in such wonderful company of all of you, and slightly overwhelmed, I must say, with this next month of preparation. I, like many of you, have a full-time day job. I'm a business owner as well as sound and family and all of that. So I'm somewhat overwhelmed, but incredibly excited and looking so forward. So thank you.
Thank you. So Jen is saying her technology is not working, but she's grateful and happy to be here. And I'm wondering if James, who we're very excited to see, would like to introduce yourself and just say your name, where you are, and just something, a few words about how you're feeling.
Aloha everyone. My name is James Koinui. My family's from Hawaii.
You live in
Arizona. I live in Sedona with Asana. We've been married for 13 years. I'm kind of like the extra that's coming along. So I'm just coming to be an observer and a participant. So and to learn from everybody else and to enjoy being in Cambodia. So I don't know how much more to say beyond that.
No, that's perfect.
How do I feel right now? Well, I'm a little hot. It's I was out in the garden trimming rose bushes. So, but other than that, feeling better every day. And the last 4 months have been interesting. And I'm just happy that I get to come. It was kind of on the fence there for a little bit. So I'm glad that I got the okay from the doctor.
We're very glad too, James. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to hand you back to Carmen, who's going to share the program. And if everybody could just mute themselves again, please.
Thank you, Mignon, and thanks, everyone. I'm just going to share the screen and go through very quickly the program as it stands at the moment. It's evolving little by little, changing. So I just wanted you to see what we're up to, and we will make sure that you get a copy of this soon. So day one, the 6th of November, we have 4 o'clock arrivals and airport transfers, registration, room allocation and settling in. At 6:30 is our welcome mocktails and gala dinner with the beautiful Apsara Blessings dance and song. And then the first of our good night bowls to round the evening off and let us sort of come down into a place where we can perhaps head towards sleep. Day 2, Thursdays, is a big day. Morning bliss, which we'll talk about later what that means. 8 o'clock breakfast. 9:30 introduction to the symposium and creating the sacred space, the mandala that we will keep reactivating every morning. Morning tea, and then the first of our Emerald presentations, which will be Ginevra. 1 o'clock lunch. And then there's free time, but most days at 2:30, the Amazing Grace Crystal Bowl Temple will be open for receiving visitors, but Susie will address that later. 3:30 afternoon tea, and then the first of our workshop presentations where people have chosen one out of Jane, Kathleen Ann or Katie. Then at 6 o'clock we have a talk which will include Elaine, Susie and a little bit from Barbara Kramer. Dinner at 7:15, and then we're going to have an open mic evening, concluding again with lovely goodnight bowls to bring us down a little bit. And Mignon's going to talk about open mic shortly. Day 3, this is our first of our big excursions where we're going to leave very, very early before sunrise to go and visit the amazing Angkor Wat Temple complex, and there'll be a picnic breakfast there. We'll come back by 1 o'clock for lunch at Angkor Grace. Free and easy afternoon and evening, which basically we'll talk about again, but that means it's sort of time off for you to go and explore the town if you want, hanging out in your room if you want, do whatever you want to do. There are lots of activities there. And then good night bowls number 3 at 9:30. Day 4, morning bliss at 6:30, 8 o'clock breakfast, the sacred circle, and then Emerald number 2, the Ashana's presentation. Then 11:30 morning tea, and then before lunch, 12 to 1:30 is the second of our Sapphire workshops, which is a repeat of the 3 options in 3 different breakout rooms, Jane, Kathleen, Anne and Katie. A little bit later lunch that day, and then as always, the Amazing Grace Temple is open for visitors, or free and easy time till 4:30 afternoon tea. And then we have the 3rd Sapphire workshop, and this is the second group, which will be Nancy, Kim or Siobhan. And then 7 o'clock dinner, we'll have a panel question and answer session in the evening and goodnight bowls to bring us down for the day. 6:30 on day 5, morning bliss, and then 8 o'clock breakfast. 9:30 our morning briefing, Sacred Circle, and then our 3rd Emerald presentation. This time it's the lovely Trish, and then 11:30 morning tea. 12 to 1:30 is a repeat of the second selection of workshops from the Sapphires, which is Nancy, Kim and Siobhan again. And then a little bit later lunch again, afternoon is at 1:45. And then at 3 o'clock we've asked people to nominate one of 2 excursions out of the venue. One's the floating village and the other one to the Taprom temple. And then evening, free and easy, which means explore, do your own thing, go and have dinner in town or room service, however you want. And closing with goodnight bowls to close the day with a beautiful relaxing energy. Day 6, morning bliss and breakfast, morning briefing. 10 o'clock, a presentation by Susie and Elaine Yun, who is the person responsible for creating the beautiful venue that we're staying at. Morning tea, and then our final Emerald session, 11:30, which is Shannon. And then lunch at 1 o'clock. A short free time, and then we're going to rehearse for the live stream concert together, everyone, which will then be presenting at 6 o'clock. The 7:30 gala farewell dinner will follow that, and we'll close again with the goodnight bowls. And day 7, we have our early morning visit to a temple. We have yet to arrange which temple because we were hoping to be able to take crystal singing bowls with us, and we need to find the temple where the Cambodian authorities are happy for us to do that. They're very protective of what happens, and when we were there last November, we took some bowls places, and pretty soon the security guards came along and said, you can't do that here. So we're negotiating that at the moment still. 11 o'clock is our closing ceremony with gratitude circle, and 1 o'clock lunch and departures. And then for those who are staying on, we've just lately added this post-symposium event, a sacred visit to Mount Kulin, which we'll talk about all these things shortly, but we just wanted to give you that overview. There may still be some little tweaks going on, but I think that's pretty close to a final program now. So if anyone has any questions about the program. Great. If you think of anything later, by all means, bring it up. Mignon.
Great. Yeah, I'm just going to go more deeply into the excursions and tours that we have. So the first one will be the sunrise at Angkor Wat, the most famous of the ancient temples, and sunrise is just a very special sacred time there with the sun rising over the temple and then on the water, and so we'll probably all get a little picnic pack to take with us, and we'll go at sunrise to the temple. We'll have an English tour guide with us, and yeah, afterwards we'll go and have something to eat. So that would be the first outing that we go on. There's the second one is an option of going to the floating village, and that's about an hour's drive. You'll go by bus. You'll get taken from the hotel, and many of the people of Cambodia, as in Vietnam, live on the water. Their houses are on stilts on the water. Their whole livelihood is on the water. Everything is on the water, and so to go on the floating village tour, you're going on a boat down through where all these people live. There's cafes and restaurants on the water. You'll see them doing their laundry. There's medical centers. And so it's just about seeing a bit more of the culture of Cambodia and the people that actually live on the river systems. So that tour will be, I'm not sure the leaving time, but it takes about an hour to get there and an hour to get back. And then you'll go on a boat, an open boat, down the river. And out into an open lake that I never know the correct pronunciation, but I think it's Lake Tongle Sap is the name of the lake. Carmen's nodding, so maybe I got the pronunciation right. And the second tour is my favorite temple, which is from Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider movie. Taprong, which is the temple where the trees have grown through the stone, and it's just like this combination of nature and ancient sacred temple with lots of beautiful carvings, and it's just a very otherworldly place. There's no words to describe it, but it's the temple where Mother Nature and humanity kind of merge in a tree temple. And then so you'll have a choice of which of those two to choose, whether you want to go to the tree temple, which is and I forgot to say Angkor Wat and the tree temple are probably about 10 minutes from the site where we're staying. The temples are not very far. You will also have an option of, we'll all be getting a 3-visit temple pass, but you do have an option of extending that, and there's a 7 temple pass as well. I think it's about $15 more or something if you wanted to do that. Those are things that we can talk about as well. As Carmen mentioned, we wanted to, on the last day, all go and play the bowls at a sacred temple, which was a very lovely romantic idea, but there's a lot of red tape around these temples because they are sacred and religious places, and so they're not really happy about us bringing bowls on. So we still haven't given up, but we're hoping to find somewhere where we can take bowls, but otherwise we will just go to a sacred temple together on that last day. But we're hoping that we can go somewhere where we can actually hear the bowls in that space, and we've been working on it for nearly a year now, but we're hoping that we will be able to do that.
And if I could just add, Mignon, I think most people have sent their preferences for whether they want to go to the floating village or Taprom. But anyone who hasn't sent their preferences through that, if you wouldn't mind just emailing me, Fernanda?
Yeah, yes, I haven't choose where to go.
Yeah, so if you could just send me an email, and then I've got it down, and then I'll collect
Perfect.
information.
Okay, thank you.
And anyone else who hasn't sent their choices yet, if you could do that soon, that would be helpful. Thank you. Susie.
I think I'm next. Yeah, I get the joy of telling you about the spa treatments, the things that are available at Anchor Grace. So at the Mahalaya Spa, we sent some information through to you and suggesting that if you do want to book one of their beautiful treatments, and we're always sport when we go there because we have a treatment every few days, and there's a special discount price for us that Elaine has arranged with all the activities that are there, so special symposium price. So you can just sort of book that as just follow the the guidance that we've already sent you. And I really do recommend going, having a Khmer massage. That's sort of been our favorite, and we've had many of them. They're just wonderful. The other thing is that there's a bio pool there, and there's no chlorine, there's no salt, and it's actually cleansed through the water going through reeds and stones that are at the end of the pool. And it is just beautiful. It's a very long pool. It's magnificent. And so, you know, our resident mermaid, who is Mignon, she's in there in the morning, then she pops in the afternoon, then she has another swim before dinner, and then it's a good night swim before she goes to bed. So you can vouch for the gorgeousness of that pool, can't you, Min?
I definitely
loves it.
can. I live in that pool when I'm there.
Yeah, it's really lovely. And on the other side of Anchor Grace, there's a children's pool, and they have this wonderful whole program for children. So when visitors go, the children are minded and have activities, and so it's just a really beautiful family 5-star resort. The other thing is that the Japanese bathhouses have just opened. So that's a Japanese bathhouse. I can see you getting excited, Ashana. There's one for girls and there's one for boys. And these pools are, you know, hot pools, cold pools, and then I think very cold pools. So, you know, Elaine's Anchor Grace Resort is all about wellness and health. And so we're able to go to that, and that's free to us. The gym is one of the best gyms in Cambodia, in that there's trained trainers, there's lots of equipment. Johnny, who's the manager there, they have a whole program that is part of what you can do for Morning Bliss. So Morning Bliss can be a walk around the grounds, it can be a swim in the pool, going to the gym, booking in for the Mahalaya Spa, one of their beautiful treatments, or it's going and having a beautiful yoga session with the absolutely delightful Shiva, who is the manager of Om Yoga. And Shiva has put on a special program for us, 6:30 to 7:30 every morning. And that's a special price. It's only $10. And you can, you know, maybe have the pool one morning, go to yoga a couple of times, have a Mahalaya spa, go to the gym. So all of that's available for us while we're over there. And the Amazing Grace Crystal Sound Temple that Elaine and I have opened up in her resort is will be open, and it's through the Amazing Grace Temple that we're all going to be using the bowls that our manager Henri and I were over in Salt Lake City. I saw Ashana was just there recently, and I had a relive of those moments through you, Ashana. So the temple's full of bowls, and we've also got chromatic sets that are in the Naga conference room, and also the breakout rooms for all of our presenters to use. The other thing that I wanted to go on and tell you about is a special offer that we've organized. I know a few people have said, I've got a friend who's just really thinking about coming, but and thank you, Carmen. Carmen's put up our flyer for you. This friend's thinking about coming, and she's just trying to make up their mind. So as a little incentive, because we'd love to have a few more people join us, we've put together, bring your friend, and both of you receive a free spa treatment. And here's the flyer that you can send out. We'll be sending this to you, or link to it, or as an attachment. And you can send that to your friend and say, come on, you know, don't hesitate. Come and join this unique one-off event. So this is our special treat that we've got to just encourage you to, if you can, bring one more friend with you. We've certainly got a good number. We've got at least over 50 people coming, but we'd love to bring it up to 70. And if a few of us can bring just that extra person with you, we'll sort of meet that goal. We're also encouraging you to do a final boost. A lot of you have done wonderful videos. If you can just resend that video, put it up on your Instagram, put it again on your Facebook. We've been doing that on our Instagram and Facebook pages. And if you could do the same, that would be absolutely wonderful. So now it's back to you. Oh, any questions about any of that? Did you have a question, Kim? No. No? Okay.
With the spa bookings, we're encouraging people to pre-book because there are only certain times when there are no official symposium activities, and those are the times when the spa will give us the discount price to have a treatment. So the instructions for who to email about pre-booking a spa treatment, if you can, we would recommend, because there's not that many slots available. So if you're thinking about it, maybe just, yeah, Ashana.
I just have to unmute, darling. Yeah.
Just wondering if the hotel has bikes where you can.
They
go
do
bike.
have bikes. They do have bikes, yes. And
Excellent.
yeah, and yeah, a lot of people use those bikes just to bike around the town because the town's not that far away and it's not that big. You know, it's not like Phnom Penh, it's a city. It's a lovely town. But I also did want to mention that there is a medical doctor in Siem Reap that Elaine has organized and set up with a resident doctor there in a clinic just 5 minutes away in the town. So I did just want to let you all know that in case anyone has a need. The other thing I wanted to mention about the spa is that the beautiful Nina and her team, they're actually opening up the spa much earlier than they usually do. They usually start at 10. They're going to be starting at 6:30 for us so that we can have those spa treatments. So that was another thing that they're doing especially for our group. So, and I think the guidance on how to book that's in the big letter, isn't it, Carmen?
That's
Yes,
right, yeah.
the really big letter that's just been sent out to everyone. I believe everyone has received that. Yes?
Yeah, if not, let me know and I'll resend, or just check your maybe in your spam or junk folder if you haven't received it.
Yeah. And
yeah, Barbara.
Oh, I wanted to ask if there's a yoga studio at all in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's the Yoga Studio, AUM. That's the Yoga Studio, and Shiva is doing a special yoga class for us 6:30 to 7:30 every morning.
Oh.
Yeah. So and I've been to those yoga classes, and he's a beautiful, beautiful teacher, and a very wise soul. So yeah, a beautiful spiritual brother. So back to you now, Carmen, for
Just wondering, a quick question. The spa
Sure.
treatments, are they only available just in the early morning, or are they available in the evenings when we have
They
some?
are available in the evenings and also on our 2 afternoons that we have free time. Yeah, so if you just use that guidance in the big letter, write to Nina, and we have got down the times that are available in the big letter that we just recently sent out. So there's still quite, there's still quite a few times, but there's a lot of us, and there's maybe only, 4 or 5 of them. So so book it in, yeah, so you don't miss out.
A quick question. Just a quick question. With regards to the floating temple or the tree, I'd love an opinion. If this is the only time I'm coming to Cambodia, which would be the do not want to miss moment?
I would say Ta Prohm, because it is just magnificent. And the floating village is wonderful. And if you had an extra day, I'd say go to that, because it is a whole cultural experience of how another culture lives. However, Ta Prohm, it really tugs at your heart. And I think it's the favorite of the 3 of us. And yeah, and if you're maybe not coming back to Cambodia again, I think you'd really want to see, you want to put your arms around some of those roots of
Ah,
the
yes.
trees are just, it's a beautiful spiritual place. You can really feel the energy there. It's very special.
Well, then I would like to change my order. I did sign up for the floating village, but so should I write an email to Carmen and
Yes,
let
to
you know?
Carmen. And look, if you're coming a day or two beforehand, go to the floating village then, and then go to Ta Prohm, or vice versa, because it's great to see both. But if you've only got the one, the one spot at a time, I think Carmen and Mignon would agree with me. Don't miss Ta Prohm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I have a limited ability to walk. Will I be able to do the temple?
Yes, look, it's not a hard walk, but there are steps, and there are roots of the trees, but yeah. So the floating village is easy. You get on a boat and we do get off the boat at one point. We go up to one of the cafes and have a coconut water, and just immerse ourselves in the.
What's the distance for the temple? The distance of walking?
It's not like some of the
Not a
temples
hard
have lots
walk.
and lots of steps, whereas
Steps are okay,
Ta
but
Prohm
is it like
is not that big, and it's not the only thing is the ground is uneven because the roots come up through the cement.
right? But it's not a far walk. It's not.
No, not at
In
all.
terms of I'm a city person. In terms of blocks in the city, about how many blocks would it be to walk
To
there?
get from the car park to Ta Prohm,
Yeah,
I think what Susie's saying, it's about 3 blocks to get
blocks.
to the actual
3
temple.
blocks. Oh, fabulous. Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah. And have you got a stick? Have you got a walking stick?
Yes.
Oh,
I have a
that's
cane.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Oh, great. Thank
there's
you.
like
Thank you.
a road that goes from the car park, a flat road that goes down. It's
Yeah.
maybe a 7-minute walk to the temple and back to the car park.
Okay.
And the
I
actual
can do that.
temple is not very big, so
Great. I can
And
do
there's
that.
musicians there that play in most of the temples, and that's how they earn their money. They've had some sort of disability, either from mines and lost some limbs, and they're beautiful musicians. So that's how they earn their living, and it's really beautiful to hear that music as we're going up to the temple.
Great. Thank you.
So yeah, it's great.
I have an additional question. Speaking of the musicians, if we want to give them a tip, are they offended? Will they accept
No,
it?
that's actually how they earn their living.
And do we use USD dollars or
local?
do we convert?
Or local, either.
Oh, okay.
Either, yeah.
Would you recommend at the airport we convert some of our currency?
yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute, Trish. We're going to go into
or at the
currencies
hotel.
Super. Thank you.
Can I
over to Carmen. Oh yeah, Nancy.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up one more question on this floating village versus temple, because I had the same question, Trish. And I was thinking, might it be easier? I'm there. I want to do everything I can. I am staying a little bit, but I'm doing the additional day after thing already. But I was wondering, if it's only 10 minutes to the temple. Might it be easier to fit that in on my own and go on the boat thing during that set time?
Yeah, that's a very good way of looking at it. If you've got that extra time, you don't want to miss out. If you've got that extra time, go to both. But yes, the temple is much closer, and we are going to the floating village that is the closest to Anchor Grace. It can be 40 minutes to an hour. So yeah, you can go to the temple on one of your afternoons off.
That's what I was going to say. If it's just a 10-minute tuk-tuk ride, just during one of the free times.
That is really possible.
Just something to note here that included in our package is tours, which includes a temple pass. But if the regular temple pass can be 1, 3, or 7 visits. So if you're going to go to Angkor Wat tour, the Taprom tour, Mount Kulin tour, and somewhere else, you need to tell us so that we can sort out the right temple pass for you. Because, but that sounds complicated, but we'll deal with it when we're all together, because by then hopefully everyone will have really clear what their schedule is of what they want to attend or not. So some will only need to buy the 3-day pass, meaning 3 visits within a week, and some will buy a longer number of visits to temples per pass. And
This
there's
is
a
possible. It's
for that.
just like an extra $20 or so.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
to get that. So it's all very feasible and
Yeah.
yeah.
But the
And I was
initial,
told,
the
I'm
initial
sorry.
pass is included in our ticket price. But if we want to have a pass with extra visits, we have to pay a little bit extra and make sure that we book that when we hand them our photograph, because we need to put a photo. Because this is what the little pass looks like, where you get a photo and it tells you how many times you can visit and that sort of thing.
And I was told that Angkor Wat is a very long walk. Is that so, to get to that temple?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So that's one I probably wouldn't be able to do.
Unless there's a wheelchair or something that we can
I
organize.
went there with a torn knee, and so I walked as far as I could, and then when the steps start to go up, the others went, and I just sat and waited till they came back. So you can walk around as much as you can, and then wait, or go to the cafe or outside.
Okay.
So yeah,
I don't think you have to miss out, Marianne, because like Min said, that it is possible for you to see some of it. You just wouldn't want to go, all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the next topic is about visas and travel insurance. Excuse me. So in that big letter we sent you with lots of information, there was a link to the most reliable and the most economical place to get your visa to enter Cambodia. Some people have asked, because there are 2 choices, whether you should get the T visa or the E visa, and we suggest you get the T for tourist visa, because the E visa refers to people who are conducting business and having, trade and that sort of thing going on. So choose the T for tourist visa. I believe it's $36 US. You'll need to upload a copy of your passport and another photo, answer some questions. It's all pretty easy, but please do it soon if you haven't already. I think you need to allow 10 days, although it'll probably come back sooner than that, and they email you your visa back. And the other thing is just a little call out to say, if you haven't yet, could you please seriously consider taking out travel insurance? Not particularly for the symposium, but just because things happen in this universe that are surprising.
Carmen, also just to mention to make sure that you go to the proper Kingdom of Cambodia website for your visa, because there are other people out there charging lots of money for visas. So just make sure you go to the official one, which we've sent in the big letter email that we sent out.
And Paul,
and I'm not sure you were going to cover this, but do we need an adapter for our phones or iPads?
Yeah.
Something
I'll answer that one in a minute. I think Paulette's got a visa question.
Okay, great.
Paulette's got a question, yeah.
Just a quick question. I think I got the wrong one, and I've paid I think almost $200 for some kind of visa. I don't, and I think it's the e-visa one. So should I I got it a month ago though, a long time ago. So what should I do? I obviously got the wrong one.
Did you get it from the official site, or did you go get it from somewhere else?
I went online and I just typed in visa for Cambodia. This is well before you guys sent out the stuff. So,
I mean, that visa would be legitimate and okay. It's just that you've paid too much for it.
I would
did that
contact them and just see if you can get a refund on it, but probably won't be able to. But yeah. Sorry about that, darling.
Yeah, yeah. I did the same thing when I first went back in 2013, and yeah, I paid $75 then, and then I learned next time, oh, okay, this is the one I should go to. So yeah, so it'll be legitimate. It's just that it's too much that you've paid. Yeah. Sorry that you had that.
A minion. Susie, were you going to just take up the?
Oh, no, it's not time yet.
Okay. Yeah, Mignon.
Yes, so I just wanted to talk about airport transfers and give you just some idea because I'm one of those people that like to know these things. So the airport is about an hour and a half. Cambodia, Siem Reap has a new international airport, which is unfortunately an hour and a half from the venue. So you don't go by tuk-tuk to the airport, but you the transport from the airport with the hotel is included in your ticket if you are coming on the dates of the 6th or the 12th. But outside of those dates, unless you're a presenter, it's 25 US dollars each way. If there's 4 of you arriving at the same time and we trying to get the logistics of everybody that's arriving and when they're arriving and anybody who's traveling on their own, seeing if there's someone else traveling at the same time so that you can come together. But if there's 3 or 4 of you arriving, that 25 US dollars will be split up into however many people are in the car. So it'll be less, but we're just saying it's 25 each way if you're coming outside of the symposium times. Having said that, whatever is, if you've been picked up by the hotel, you can settle that bill with a card or with cash or whatever you want at the reception of the hotel, and you can do that when you leave. You don't have to pay on the day. You don't have to pay in cash. There are also, in terms of transport with the tuk-tuks, we also support a local women tuk-tuk driver, and so we have given you the name in the email, but we'll also put it in our little WhatsApp group again of someone who does also do airport pickups, and he supports the women tuk-tuk drivers, so we can use them to come and go. We'll talk a bit later about shopping and things like that. But yeah, the airport transfers, it's an hour and a half. It's not in a tuk-tuk, it's in a car, and you can pay for it at reception or on the day. Barbara?
So I already emailed you ladies that I arrive like at 3:40 on the day of. So I'm like 20 minutes before the 4 o'clock time to depart in the transport. So do I have to do anything more because I've already sent my arrival itinerary, and I'll just imagine that there'll be a sign or something when we get there that'll let us.
We'll sort all that out for people. So some of you might have to, if there's 3 people arriving within an hour of each other, you might have to wait for half an hour, or they might have to wait while you're arriving. But we'll sort out, the logistics of who's being picked up, and you shouldn't have to wait more than half an hour to be picked up. And there will be a sign, and you will be greeted with a moist face cloth and cold water, which is how they do things in Cambodia.
Yes, and just on that note, if anyone has not sent their flight details, could you please do that either to the venue where you booked your package or directly to me, just so that I can link up people who are traveling on similar flights, so that I've got to look out for Mary and Fred and Bill, or Billina, mostly girls coming to this, just so you know that on your flight there might be other people and you can kind of find each other when you disembark and come together to look for your transport. So if you wouldn't mind just sending, if you haven't already sent your flight details, and include the flight number. Yes, Barbara?
And I don't know if I should have this conversation with you after, when I'm not taking up everyone's time, but I think I mentioned earlier that I booked a trip to Chiang Mai before, and I just saw that they are completely underwater in Thailand, this particular area that I'm going to. And I don't know if in 3.5 weeks' time they'll be back to functionality, or if I need to be thinking about changing my whole itinerary now. I don't know if anyone has any experience with that, because it's all new this is a new part of the world to me.
The only thing I could say is that Henri, the manager at Amazing Grace, he just recently went to Vietnam, and they had floods over there and a typhoon. And where he was, they were still able to do their tour, and they're still able to stay, but they did get caught in rain for 3 days and all came back with a really bad flu. So maybe Melbourne. Are you in Hong Kong, Melbourne? Are you in Hong Kong? So
Yes, I'm
Melbourne,
in Hong Kong.
have you got, I know that Hong Kong's away from Thailand, but it's sort of in the, closer to the area than anybody else. And Chinichiro, you're a little bit further afield. Have you got anything you could suggest to Barbara in relation to that? Do you know much about what's happening in Thailand?
I'm not sure what's the situation there, but usually Asia, they're quite efficient to sort out whatever that's been happening, unless it's a prolonged flooding that longer than expected. Otherwise, they usually make everywhere back to normal very quickly.
Yeah, it
So keep
still is
checking.
3 weeks away, isn't
The
it?
best thing
Yeah.
is to get travel advice
Excellent.
for Thailand
Travel
closer to the
insurance.
time. Yeah,
And
And
travel
advice from
insurance, yes.
travel agent.
yeah. But
Yeah.
there's usually, like in Australia, we have a website that tells you that's safe to travel or not to travel, or what's happening closer to the time, and don't travel
Okay.
there now because there's a war going on, or so just to get closer to the. I think all these things are unknown to all of us, really, because
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks.
Barbara, check with the consulate, like in wherever you are. You said you're in LA. Just check with the actual consulate there, and they'll tell you. You can just give them a call.
Great advice. Thank you.
That's okay. So I'm going to talk a bit about the logistics of the hotel, just because these are things that I need for myself, that I love to know myself. So some of you are in a 1-bedroom unit, some of you are in 2-bedroom units. All of those units have, the 2-bedroom ones have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. There's a lounge room with a couch and a TV. There's cooking facilities. There's a big fridge. You all have filtered water to drink. Yeah, so there's aircon, but there's also windows with screens that open, so you can have the window open. I know air conditioning and me don't get along very well, but it is very, very hot. So you have everything you need, and there's a wonderful supermarket 10 minutes tuck ride away where you could go and get things that I like to have, because I have a lot of dietary restrictions. I like to have things in the fridge like juices and things, and you can cook for yourself if you want to, although you are going to have buffet meals for every meal, except for a couple. But if you like to get your own things, there is cooking facilities there. There is a refrigerator there, and there is filtered water. There is Wi-Fi in every room, and it's a 5-star retreat center, so it's very comfortable. But just so that you know, James, was that you putting your hand up? No. Does anyone have any questions about that? No. Okay.
And you were just going to talk about the layout and how close things are to Naga Hall.
Yeah. So, Nancy, did you have a question?
Yeah, Mignon, I'm going to be swimming right beside you. So my question is, if it's late at night, I have a little more hair to deal with. Are there hair dryers? Do they have hair dryers in the rooms? Oh, good. Okay. And one more logistical thing, those of us who are mosquito bait, what might I expect? I mean, I've been over in parts of the world where I've used the citronella and the everything natural I possibly could, and it didn't make a dent. And I really don't like using deep type stuff. So any suggestions there would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I'm mosquito bait as well, so I really understand. Like I said, all of the rooms have fly screens, and the fly screens, in the unit. So they do actually fumigate because it is so tropical. I think once a month or something like that. But I have to say the mosquitoes are not that bad. In Australia, I find them a lot worse. But
Okay.
you can put natural stuff and long sleeve, sort of light colored things to wear, long sleeve things in the evenings. And in the rooms and the places where we're inside, we are protected because there are fly screens everywhere.
Yeah.
And vitamin B12.
Yeah, B12.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Do
one
it.
thing I found was when I was sitting in outside venues, they would come around my feet because I'm also clickbait for Mozzie bites. So yeah, just spray your feet. Make sure you spray your feet with something.
Try Mosey Q. You just go to your natural food store, and it's like actual little tablet that you take, and you take it the whole entire time, and it works really well. My mom, there's nothing that worked for her, and when I found that for her, it's called Mosey Q. I don't know, there's different brands, but if you just go to your natural pharmacy, they'll have something like that. And then
Can you spell that, please? Can you spell that?
I think it was like Mosey, MOSIQQI or QU.
Or something. Okay.
Yeah, but just put in natural mosquito tablets and it'll come up online. You can just order that. And I'd also suggest to bring a mosquito net, especially anybody else that is traveling. I do a lot of traveling, so I just have like a little one that puts into a little bag about this big. They're not that heavy, and it comes out, and you just click it up to the ceiling, and it goes right over top of the bed. And if you're concerned about that, bring that with you. You can set that up for the whole entire time you're there. It works well.
Look, truly, you don't need that inside the apartment. You really don't, because I've never had a mosquito in, and the rooms are not like hotel rooms; they are apartments, and so I've never had any problem in there, and they love me as well. But it's at sunset. That is the time to spray on. They have lots of natural sprays over there, and they do work pretty well with all the essential oils. But maybe with that natural tablet, which I've not heard of, combined with the sprays, just sort of spraying that around your feet, we should be pretty well right.
We also have in Australia, they've now brought out these little citronella bands or blue patches. I'll bring some extra for you, Nancy.
Thanks. Thank you all. That's an important piece.
Yeah. So when you arrive at the hotel, there is the Grace Cafe, which is a restaurant, and then the Naga Hall is there's lots of units and flats and the pool in the middle, and there's the big Naga Hall where we will be having most of our events happening. And downstairs from that is where we will have the buffet breakfast, and we'll be having our meals. So that's very close to each other. When we break out into the workshops, it's probably about a 4-minute walk to the new Yoga Center, which is a 3-story building with lots of rooms in it. And there's also the Mahalaya Spa is near there. So everything is within sort of 5 minutes walking distance of each other. But if there are little sort of golf buggies where when you arrive, if you they'll take you and your suitcases to your room if you want to. And we have requested most of the units are on the ground floor and near the pool. So we're aware that a lot of people won't want to climb stairs. So most of the units that you'll be staying in are on the ground floor. There's 1 or 2 steps out from there down to where the pool is or down to the ground. So you're not up lots of stairs or having to walk very far. Okay.
I'm going to jump in here and say goodbye in about 5 minutes because I have to go off to play bowls. I just wanted to thank you so much. And how much longer are you going to be here? Should I listen?
About another 15 minutes or less, I'd say.
Okay. Well, I'll get it on the other end then when I listen to the recording.
Okay.
But
Thank
let
you.
me just ask before you go,
Mhm.
Does anyone have a birthday during the symposium?
Yes.
You're November the 8th, right, Paulette? Yeah. Does anyone else have a birthday?
Barbara has a birthday 2 days before.
November 2nd.
November 2nd, okay.
Mine's the 17th.
May November the 2nd be an auspicious day.
Who's the 17th? Trish, was that you for the 17th?
No, that was me.
No.
Yes. Trish just had hers. Just had hers.
So Nancy, yours is the 17th.
Correct. And it's a big one.
I'm November 28th, but it's a little later.
Oh, and Jen.
And Jen is a little later too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just try to find anyone who's having a birthday
Scorpios
in the symposium, but Barbara's 2 days before, so.
That's why I was asking about the elephant ride. I want to ride an elephant through the gates of Angkor Wat on my birthday.
We can't organize that, but I'm sure we can find someone who can.
I've done it before, and it was magical.
We'll talk to you about that later, Paulette.
Okay.
So I think I'm next just briefly going to talk about meals, and to mention that if you have not yet sent your specific dietary needs, it's going to be vegan and vegetarian, mainly vegetarian and vegan options. We need your specific dietary requirements. If you haven't given them to either the venue or directly to me, then can we please have that information as soon as possible, because we're about to meet with the head chef to finalise the menu. And also to say that there are 2 nights during our time together that we've called free and easy nights, where we won't have official meals offered at the venue, but it's a chance for you to go out and sample all the amazing offerings that are in the township. They've got every sort of nationality. They've got local Khmer restaurants. They've got Greek, Italian, all sorts of things. Or you may want to order room service and just stay at home and be quiet, depending on what you're feeling like. So those 2 nights are highlighted in the program. So most of you probably want to think about bringing some cash if you're going to share at dinner. I'm not sure if they particularly like to split bills. So if you want to eat out with friends, then maybe if you all bring enough food. It's not expensive to eat in Siem Reap. I think like a really big meal was like $25, $30 or something, wasn't it? So yeah, just to make sure that you have some petty cash or kitty with you for things like that.
Yeah, that was the question that Trish had. So they take US dollars that are not crumpled, and so we do recommend getting yourself US dollars. And sometimes, you know, if you buying a meal or you're buying something from the markets, they will give you back in local currency in notes. But the hotel you can pay with credit cards, but mostly tuk-tuks and going into town and buying things from the markets or buying food or fruit or whatever, you will, US dollars is the best thing to do. And having said that, there are places you can change money there, and the hotel also has they also allow, you know, they'll change some money for you if you want them to, and they do take credit cards. So.
And it is okay to bargain a little bit in shops, but not a lot. If you don't need to, then you don't have to. But also, it's not expected to tip at restaurants, but it might be nice if you did tip. But it's not like some countries where people are on an extremely low wage and rely on tipping to get their bills paid. Yeah. But tipping is acceptable.
Trish?
But they are on extremely low wages in Cambodia,
they
so
are.
that's why they are. Yeah. It's really quite low, so it is a lovely thing to do. Could I just mention about dietary needs? We're actually meeting with Elaine and the chef this afternoon. So if anyone hasn't sent their dietary needs, could you send that to Carmen straight away, because we're actually doing all of the menu this afternoon.
Can I just check, Trish, did that answer your question about?
That did. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
If you've got to go before we have a chance to speak to you again, Trish, can't wait to meet you in person.
Likewise. I am counting the days. So, but I will be emailing you because I have a few questions that have popped up and
great.
are better addressed via email. So thank you so much for having this group.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
See you
soon.
Cambodia.
See you
Happy
in
ball playing.
Bye.
Hi, Trish.
Barbara, you had a question?
Oh, yes. Do you also serve coffee, or is it just tea?
No, they do fabulous coffees, cappuccinos, you know.
Yeah. And Kim's got a question?
Yeah, just around back to currency. Sorry, I didn't slip it in there. Mignon, you mentioned around the US currency being preferred, if you could. Do they prefer the local currency being, is it the real? Is that ultimately preferred or not necessarily?
I think they prefer
either.
They prefer the larger notes to be US dollars.
Okay.
but they, like I said, like if you have a crumpled dollar note, they look at it first because the banks don't take them. So just make sure that whatever currency in US
Okay.
dollars you bring, that the notes are acceptable.
Okay, because I know in other places, they'll take US, but they really prefer their local currency. So there it's really US that they prefer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're going into boutiques and things, you can use credit card. It's more just sort
Okay.
of street markets and things. And if you're out at dinner, and I don't think they'll split the bill, so you want cash for that. So
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I just mentioned that Henri, our amazing Grace manager, he only uses the real. And so I always have a bit of both in my purse, because sometimes $1 is just too much, or $5 is too much.
Yeah, correct.
And it is good, I personally think, and from Henri's experience, to have both. A little bit of both.
Thank you.
I think I'm next, girls, am I?
Yep.
So I get to talk about shopping. Yay! On your days off, there's the night market, and there's when you go into the town, there's lots of lovely little restaurants and things, some on the corner, so that you could just stop and have a coffee and actually watch the world go by. There's a couple of lovely areas where you can do that. So we're going to be giving you a list as a part of your little package that we'll give you when you arrive. We're going to give you a list of recommended restaurants and that we're putting together with Elaine and our other friends there and ourselves, and also places to go and visit. There's some really lovely cultural shopping that you can do, and there's one place that we really love that you can go to, and you actually see people doing the handcrafts. You see them carving the wood, weaving the basket, making the cloth, and then they have quite a large shopping area where you can actually go and buy the craft. So that's really special to be able to see that, and we're going to give you a list that you can use. Transport, as Mignon mentioned before, Anchor Grace has tuk-tuks that they use. They also have taxis there, and we're supporting a local group of women. And this is a time to avail yourself of that when you're going into the town. And that's why it's good to, you can just pay $2 or $5, depending how far you're going, to go into town. So it's good to use the tuk-tuks for that, for those trips. What to bring and what to expect. Well, it's going to be hot, but it was hotter in Salt Lake City when I was there earlier this year. It was 40 degrees. Oh my God. But over in Cambodia, it's got up to about 36. So we've, in our big letter that we sent out, we sent you a list of suggested clothing to bring. So wear comfortable shoes for our tours. They can be open-toed. I always wear open-toed, but others will wear sneakers. A sun hat. You want your sunblock. All of that's available in Cambodia as well. But if you've got a preferred sunblock you want to use, we'll bring that with you. So that's, any questions around that? What to bring, what to expect?
It's all pretty casual, I'm imagining. We're not.
Oh, yeah, casual. I'm glad you mentioned that. We are having 2 gala nights, and then we're having our live stream. And I love a little bit of glam. If you've got a little, glam dress or some lovely glam trousers, a bit of sparkle or something, bring it with you, and we can do a dress up. We can do a dress up for our gala. And also we're having our gala, a farewell gala dinner after we do the live stream, so we can, feel free to do a bit of dress up. But if you're a t-shirt and jean girl, that's also fine. But for those of us who just like that little bit of sparkle, we have got a couple of opportunities that it'd be great to dress up a bit. Was the suggestion earplugs from Nancy? Earplugs
Yeah.
because for swimming, or earplugs because of
Snoring.
On the, sorry, I had a typo there. I was typing quickly. On your suggestions of what to bring, it said earplugs. So I was just wondering, does it tend to be noisy, or what was, or if your room, what was that?
I think we put that in there if you're going on the boats. Depending on the size of the
Right.
boat, and then they're not rowing boats. So if it's a smaller boat, you might find it a little bit that you would
it's
like
a
to have
chug.
earplugs. But I think there's a fairly large
Yeah.
group going, so it should be fine. But if you're particularly sensitive to that sort of thing, then just bring some earplugs.
I think it's also
Okay,
just,
thanks.
sometimes you can't sleep because the person, down the passage is snoring, or, just sometimes it's just good to have earplugs if you need them. I think I'm talking about the open mic night now.
Yeah.
So open mic is just really a bit of fun where we get to see different parts of each other, and so it's just an invitation for anybody who wants to step outside their comfort zone. You can juggle, you can do a poem, you can sing, whatever anybody wants to do, but I do encourage you to participate because it's really a lovely thing to do, and how we kind of get to see a different side of each other and not take the world quite so seriously. So when we get there, I'll be putting up we'll talk about it, and I'll be putting up a thing that a list that people can fill out what they'd like to do, and we'll have the open mic night.
And it can be lovely to collaborate with another person, do something together. So that's another lovely option that we've often experienced at the open mics. It's great fun.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think them, mainly for not playing bowls. Oh yes, can someone play bowls? Yeah. I think there'll be a lot of bowls playing, and it's okay at the open mic, but I think we're thinking more of other modalities for that night. It's more
What else do you do with the bowls? Yeah. So I'm gonna, I'm probably gonna be coming around and not saying would you like to, but like, what are you doing for the open mic night, and try and encourage people to come. So
yes.
Live stream concert.
So just talking about the live stream concert, how we've done this successfully in the past is that we really want everyone to participate, and everyone can participate because we'll have lots of bowls, and we'll have koshi chimes, and we've got a beautiful big tall rainmaker there. So the sort of way we're going to do the live stream concert is that we'll do things in chords. And so we might have, just for example, C, E, G, and then an A. Then we might have a D, F sharp, A. And we'll have a group of people playing A bowls that will be the transition note over into, say, two different chords. We may have a couple of our songstresses doing some beautiful toning to maybe that a note, a little choral piece. And so we'll be working that out while we're there. But just to give you just a little bit of an idea, plus we'll have another couple of people that'll have a spot. They might do a 5-minute song, and we'll have several of those through the concert, and we'll weave it. We have our beautiful Carmen, who's known as a not wanting to put you on the spot, Carmen, but Carmen's known as a vocationist, and you can already hear from her beautiful voice. So Carmen is going to be weaving. She'll be our weaver of the concert, and with Carmen, with Mignon, with all of her expertise with the sound, of course, her also being a beautiful singer. And we've got so many lovely singers that it's just going to be such a special concert where we can share our love of crystal bowls, the sound vibration that we are going to be sending out every day, but this will be the pinnacle of us sending out this love vibration to Cambodia that has suffered enormously from the Pol Pot regime. They are still in recovery mode. There's trauma throughout the population. So we're sending out this vibration to help uplift and to heal our beautiful Khmer friends. And then we'll be going out to Asia. And then if we can imagine it, going around that morphic resonance around the world. And then people will be able to view it on Facebook and come back and revisit it. When we did the first one, with Lupita and Paul, when they came over to Australia in, was it 16 or
2017.
2017. This is the sort of thing that we did there, and it worked beautifully. So just wanted to give you an idea of the effect that it can have, and people still sometimes revisit that concert on Facebook. So we want us all to participate in that, because this is about being a collective, coming together as one, and in our way, as crystal sound therapists, really promoting the idea of collaboration, unity, and harmony together in oneness. So that's what the concert will be about.
And just, we have been asked the question, yes, everybody will be involved in this live stream. So we will have a rehearsal. We've have a couple of hours rehearsal beforehand. We'll work out the bowls, we'll work out who would like to solo, who would like to collaborate. And everybody will be involved in this.
That's the whole idea of it, is that oneness.
Fernanda.
Hi, Fernanda.
Hi.
Hi.
So it's not necessary to take to get our balls there. So
no, if you wanted to bring your bowls, like some of them put their hand up and say, "Don't go without me." But we've got plenty of bowls there. Each of the Naga Hall and also the 3 breakout rooms have got full chromatic sets in 440, 432, and 528 hertz.
Okay.
We've got some super grade bowls. We have got plenty of bowls. So we
Okay.
wanted to do that so that you didn't feel as if you had to bring your bowls, but if you want to bring some with you, by all means do.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Yes,
So I think
it's up to me now, and I just wanted to also say thank you to Susie for organising all those bowls for the symposium. It's been a feat, I know, a huge mammoth task, so thank you. And thanks to Henri. So I just wanted to talk about photography and recording the sessions. We are asking each emerald and each sapphire to decide if they are comfortable or not comfortable with their session being recorded by people on their iPhones. And we will announce before each session starts whether it's okay or not, depending on what our presenters have decided. And we just ask you to honour that for them. And also photography in general, we're still negotiating to find a local photographer and videographer who can make some special short videos for us and hopefully come on our tours to capture some really beautiful images for us. But you're welcome to take photographs as you go. But in terms of recording presentations, that will be on a case-by-case basis. So that we'll find that out as we go along on the day. And the last topic is Susie.
So the Water Festival, we had to be rather careful that we didn't hold the symposium at the time of the Water Festival, and that's why we're the 6th to the 12th. And also it's the high season, it's the best temperature season in Cambodia. So the Water Festival, it's a really big thing in Phnom Penh, but it is a big thing for the Siem Reapians as well, and they have boat races on the canal. So if anyone's staying a few days later, you'll be able to enjoy that festivity from the 14th to the 16th. However, it is super congested. So we were there last year when it was on, and we were all trying to go out to have a meal together. And I think we moved about 50 feet in about 20 minutes. So what we did was we walked to a local a local restaurant and we didn't go into town. So if you are staying on, it's great to see. And there's lots of stalls along the canal and the boat races and everyone's cheering, and it's really fun. And you can also get wet because there's lots of throwing of water on the last day, I believe, as well. So just wanted to let you know about that. But a lot of people are coming in beforehand, and some are just staying a day or two, and that's why you're coming to Mount Coolin with us, which is a full day excursion, and that's why we couldn't fit it in to our symposium, but we wanted to offer it afterwards. So that's the water festival. And yeah, so you wanted to say something, Min?
Yeah, we actually, one of the things we're going to talk about, which I forgot, was about communication. So we've started the WhatsApp group, which is going to not really be for chatting or socializing. It's going to be for announcements so that we can communicate with each other. Like there's a Zoom meeting, or we're all going to go here for dinner, meet us at 3 p.m. at the front gate, or, so it'll be a communication channel. Anybody who hasn't joined the WhatsApp group, we encourage you to join it. But also, I'm going to be starting a private Facebook group for us, for everybody who's attending, that we can chat in, and we can put photographs in, and we can put recommendations for how much vitamin B you should be taking for mosquitoes, and things like that. So that will be a space. Would everybody like to have a private Facebook group, and would you like to join that so that we can chat? Can you give me the thumbs up if you like that idea? Great. Okay, I'll start that and I'll put the link. Oh, and Susie's showing the for the wall plugs for the transformers. It is good to have something between your phone and the wall that goes from whatever country you're coming from into the wall, that has USB things in it, so that you can just protect from the voltage, because we believe the voltage is slightly different there.
Can you go on? Can you post up in the chat like what the brand name of that one is, or where you would get it?
Yeah, I think you get them at most pharmacies or Amazon or something like that. But
and look, every airport has a version of it. Every
Right.
airport has a version of it. This one I can use in the US, in Australia, in the UK, and EU in Europe. So it's sort of around the world, really.
And is that one good for Cambodia too, the one you've got there?
Yeah, oh yeah, this is the
For
one
every
I take to
country.
Cambodia.
Covers every country.
But it's good having multiple what do you call it, USBs, because if you've got an iPad and you've got your phone, you probably want to be charging, 2, maybe even 3, particularly if you want to take an extra charger around with you for your phone. It's good to have multiples.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks. Paula's going to post in the WhatsApp group a link.
Oh, great. Good on you, Paula.
Does anyone else have any questions? Kim?
I thought I would ask here, and then if it's too big for this group, let me know. I'm staying on for an additional couple of weeks, actually. And I'm just wondering, is it best to maybe, and I'm used to flying by the seat of my pants, so I don't expect, full itinerary and that sort of thing. But is it maybe suggested that I talk to Enrique perhaps for some contacts about what I might, fill in those couple of weeks? It's not necessarily, I booked my flight in and my flight out, and then the rest is sort of left to me. Does anybody have any suggestions outside of maybe the three of you? Or do we want to take this offline? I just thought I'd pose it here.
Yeah, there's so many things that you could do, and when you're there, you could talk to Henri. Susie's done lots of traveling in Cambodia as well, so
and Elan as well. Elan, do I have that right? Elan.
Elaine.
Okay.
Elaine, yeah, she is
Elaine.
Cambodian, so
you've got wonderful countries around you like Laos and
Yeah.
Cambodia itself, and also Vietnam, and so many things you could do, Kim.
And lots of day trips from Siem Reap, and I have the name of a driver who also can tell you, give you a list of lists of itineraries and how much it would cost to go here or there, or go to the elephant forest, or go to the, so there's the Lotus Village, or there's lots of things to see, and lots of very
and the
trips.
wonderful Cambodian circus, which is one of the things that will be on the list. That is a fabulous circus to go to. It's a human circus, and they tell one of the Cambodian mythical stories in circus format, and that's fabulous on one of your free and easy nights. But that'll be in the list of things that we give you all.
Excellent. What I might do is make a more targeted list and then talk to Henri when I get there, or Elaine, or make more of a targeted, what I'm interested.
Yeah, and just to note, it is coming into peak season while you're there, so some tours you might want to pre-book.
Good to know. Thank you very much.
Does anyone have any last questions?
Yeah, one more. Paulette and I are doing facilitating a yoga retreat in Bali, and it starts on the 12th, basically, but we're actually more like on the 13th, but we're flying in on the 12th, so we have to leave that morning. So should we, are you guys can you arrange for us to have a driver earlier, because we'll be missing basically the last day of events?
Yeah, that's no problem. Just give Carmen your exact time that you need to be at the airport, and then the hotel works it out. They know how long it takes to get there.
Thank you so much.
If anyone hasn't sent their dietary requirements or their flight information so we can tee everything up, then please send it today if possible. That would be great. Well, I hope we've answered all your questions and that you're feeling really confident about your trip to Cambodia. Keep sending us messages if you have any other things that pop into your mind, and perhaps if you've got the question, someone else might have it as well, so we can share that. But otherwise, I think we might be done. Does that sound right?
I think we might. Did you want to say something, Ishana? Just wondered if no, you didn't want to ask. Okay, so lovely to see you all, and so good to see you looking well, James. We're so happy you're joining us.
We can't wait to see you both.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for coming. Everyone feeling good, and you feel as if you've got some questions answered, and well, we'll see you in Cambodia very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye,
Lots of love.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Oh, look at that little bear, Shinichiro.